the 12th episode of Museum in Lotus. 12, that's an auspicious number. Of course, during this series, we are talking about things and collections in the gallery that you cannot buy, but are definitely worthy of appreciating and finding out their value and what they are used for in the past, the antiques. That's why I have with me Mr. Giuseppe De Giosa. This is 12th episode, to go through it and find out the value. And my job is to link and find the linkage with Master Yin's fengshui art. So last week, we flew all the way to America, USA. A lot of them came by to actually check out the table, the art decor table. I was sharing with Mr. Pino that it strangely fits into the decor and the environment here. I sent it away because I think they overused it. I'm very scared for that because it will never come back again. 1920s art decor table. It looks a bit, you see, if you have a Japanese chest here, I think it fits, but that table, somehow after a couple of days, it was matching perfectly. Why might that be the case?
Art matches beautifully any environment where there's other art.
Yeah.
I always believe that different art from different parts of the world have their own language and they have their own understanding.
Yes.
And therefore, when it's right, you feel it almost instantaneously.
Right. So we know that art decor table from 1920s is supposed to look simple, but when we look at the details, there's a great deal of them, from the Greek column to how the different showing off the geometry of how the table is matched. Somehow, when it was here for those couple of days or those few days, I can feel the opulence feel of the table coming to life, which actually was resonating with the 1920s, the roaring 20s period. Sadly, we didn't have oysters that day. It's terrible. Yeah,
we have to bring it back.
Yeah. Right. So today we are going to fly to somewhere else, in search and to find out the value of precious, valuable Master Yun's collections, not for sale. I shared. If you're with me, perhaps you can be like Yvonne. You can like and share. And let us know that you are here by commenting into the comments of the live program. And I said that today we're going to see double.
Yes.
Right? Today we see double. Of course, number one, we see two elephants. Elephants, right? Am I right?
Elephants.
Where are we flying to today?
We're flying back to Burma.
Right.
We've already touched on some of the pieces from Burma. These are totally different. There's a kind of analogy which I will try to explain between the pieces that we are presenting tonight. And we will start, if you wish, from this beautiful pair of elephants.
Pair
Pair.
and double. The last time we went to Burma, we talked about, it was before Madison Pura's birthday.
Yes.
We had the three sculptures,
Yes.
bronze, am I right?
Bronze Buddhas.
Bronze Buddha sculptures. Some of them are still in the gallery. So today we are back to Burma. And
We're back to Burma.
And we are starting with this pair of elephants, double.
We're starting with this pair. Just like to remind that all of the Buddhas we presented, the three Buddhas were the Jambupati, very rich in style. Again, opulent, I would say.
Yes.
And tonight we go back in some respects. So that tells us how the language, in spite of the different medium, is the same in Burma.
Before we go further, if you're wondering what we are talking about, you need to go through the YouTube playlist and watch and rewatch those episodes for your own educational purpose. Just a reminder, the three Miami's bronze Buddhas.
Yes.
What age were they from?
They were 18th and 19th century.
18th, 19th century, which is about 200-300 years old.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so we go back a little bit and we talk about this pair of elephants. The first sets of doubles that we're talking about today we're talking about doubles. So if you want your prosperity to double, you want your knowledge to double, you want your bank account to double, today is the day to like and share. Correct? Am I correct to say that?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Before that, we should cheers to double the prosperity. And we are actually 24 days to the Chinese New Year.
Yes.
The glasses are special today. These are the laurent-perrier glasses. The champagne does taste different, huh?
Absolutely. Yes.
All right, so you was trying to tell us about this pair of elephants. A few of them have bumped into these elephants before because we were putting it in front of the what we call the Lingshan Fahui, and they realized that these elephants are not budging because small as they seem, but they are extremely heavy.
Solid.
Would you like to tell us more about this pair of elephants?
Okay, I would like to start by sort of dating.
Okay.
They're small, they're heavy, they're made out of sandstone,
Sandstone.
which is not as difficult to sculpt as the marble or the alabaster.
Right.
Now, but being simple, it doesn't mean that they are conceptually insignificant.
Right.
To the contrary. First of all, 18th century. This have been in existence for over 250 years, if not even more.
18th century is 1700s.
1700, absolutely.
So that means 300 plus years.
It could be the end of the 18th century. Say that
200
it's
plus.
200, more than 200, I would say.
More than 200,
Yes,
for sure.
Definitely, definitely. So look at the age, and they've been kept almost in perfect condition. Right. Almost. Although we see some chips at the base of both of the elephants.
Okay.
What I find particularly beautiful about this is that it's a pair, and they resonate in particular with me. I am a twin.
And you are a twin.
I am a twin.
We have one more double here today. Oh, you are a twin.
I am a twin.
Okay, we're going to come back to this later. Mr. Pino, it's half of a twin. How can I say that? Yeah. As in you have a twin brother.
I have a twin brother.
All right.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
I forgot about that when I talk about doubles.
Yes.
Okay.
So everything that comes as a pair for me has a very strong significance. It goes back to my roots. It goes back to my relationship with my brother,
right,
which is very special in many, many ways. Let's go back and let's try to examine.
Okay.
Okay. The Burmese are exceptional people in sculpting, exceptional, for reason that I can't explain. But when I look at what I look, I see that the carving, the detailing is second to none. They're very, very good. And they can sculpt beautifully wood, they can sculpt beautifully stone, marble, and whatever.
Right.
Now, the influence of these kind of elephants into the Buddhist culture for the Burmese not only derives about the people who sculpted to make beautiful images of the Buddhas and the followers of the Buddhas, but also in sculpting animals.
Right.
And elephants would definitely be sculpted.
Right.
And I will explain later why. Deer were also sculpted as there were mythical figures. The mythical figures mostly came by because of the influence that India had over Myanmar. But India was not the only country. It was Hinduism, and that is also the religion as the Indian art, but also countries nearby Burma that also influenced the direction that the sculpting took place. In particular, the Thai people, and also by the Khmer, which is today Cambodia.
The whole influence and the mix of cultures into Burma then.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Now, when we look at these elephants, one thing that comes to mind immediately, let's look at the front legs. They're stretching out. The back leg instead are folded, they are underneath the body.
You have to come and see this yourself. Now that you mention, I see the elephant's front two legs. Yeah, they are like that.
Yes.
Prostrating.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
The leg, I can't. Yeah, it looks like a weird band that it's like this.
But they're resting.
They're resting. Okay, they're resting.
These are resting. And therefore, you look at the face.
Yep.
Peaceful, serene. You look at the ears. They have large ears. Now look at the trunk. The trunk is curled and it's underneath the head.
Yes.
The expression is of total serenity. And when you think about where were these pieces placed, in front of temples, in front
Right.
of monasteries.
So this pair is a pair
Yes.
because it's placed left and right, I suppose,
Yes.
of a monastery.
Yes.
Just like if you are familiar, like in typical Chinese temples, probably they have a set of lions,
Yes.
a pair, a double as well. And then you go to anywhere, there's a Chinese influence, there's a pair of something. Banks, they also have a pair of something in front of lions. HSBC in Hong Kong, you're a banker, you should know. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, the lions.
Yes. Prosperity.
Right. So these were the door guardians of
The door
entrance guardians
guardians.
of the monastery.
And to me, but this is my take, when you look at the expression, which is very serene, it anticipates the place where Buddhists would go and worship. So there's absolutely an atmosphere of serenity and where people can devote their prayers to the Buddha.
So we can imagine when they are about to step into the temple,
Yes,
you see a set of these prostrating and resting elephants,
yes,
and you can feel, because elephants are gentle creatures by nature
very
as well.
gentle creatures.
So it sort of sets the mood before you step into the temple.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Furthermore, the white elephant, we're talking about the white elephant, is very special.
Right.
And we know. And being special is considered to be the incarnation of Buddha before him being born. So also this has a very mystical and important factor.
I see. I see.
So all of these elements play a very important role, but these are not functional. These are only ornamental.
Right.
When I traveled to Burma and I
Okay.
went to Yangon, I went to the Shan states, and I went to other remote parts of Burma, I saw much, much larger elephants. And again, almost white. At the time, I was not aware what it meant, a white elephant. Now I am. In the center of the back, there was a hole which would actually be used to have a pole, which again would support the roof or any other part of the front part of the temple. So these really were very pure, and they are very pure.
I see.
When you come and you see this beautiful pair of elephant, look at the details also with the spine.
Yeah, you got to come and see this yourself and probably feel it as well. Yeah.
Feel it yourself. And then when you go to the back, you can even basically almost see the
tail.
tail.
Tail, yeah, there's a curve here, which is, I think, the tail.
This is the tail, otherwise.
Yeah.
Now, what else to say about these pressures? Again, they're not perfect because there are chips here, but this is the point I would like to make.
Right.
When we go to the museum, and tonight I feel I am in a museum, as I've been since we've started these episodes, you don't see everything perfect.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are certain flaws, but they don't detract from the beauty, from the power of the pieces that we see. So that is very important. We need to understand that pieces are not new. In this case, they have more than 200, 230, 240 years, but they have the vigor, they have the beauty, they have the aesthetical value
Absolutely.
of the sculptor at the time they were made.
Yes.
One other point I would like to make. Look at the weather, what has done to it.
Yeah.
It has changed the color from what was a sand color to now a gray color.
Right.
Isn't this terrific? Almost reminiscent of the actual color of the skin of an elephant today.
Unintended,
Unintended.
but because we are in this part of the history, that's how we managed to see this. Right. Nonetheless, despite of the chip off, it didn't affect the elephant in general.
not at all. I mean, the main parts are here. Now, when you come and you take a look,
Okay.
they almost appear to be identical. They're actually not identical.
They're not, yeah.
Which means that as any human being has its own character, also this elephant, in spite of the fact that being sculpted from a block of sandstone,
Same.
they have their own characteristic and they have their own details, which the other one does not have.
Same block of sandstone,
Yes.
but they are individualistic. They have their individual details as well.
Yes.
So I like this pair, as more you mentioned, I talk about it and expound upon it. I like this pair of elephants a lot. And they feel really solid, so I think I'm going to place it in the gallery for everyone to admire. Probably not there because when they're walking by, they can't really see it. I think I'll place it next to the raw boulder that is right behind us.
Right.
So that people sitting next to the chair, they really can feel it and pet it.
Right. And again, the meaning of this, which is not necessarily linked to Buddhism, is power. And when we think about an elephant, we see the power, and with it, the prosperity. And in many ways, it's absolutely a gentle, you use the expression, these are gentle animals.
Curious that you mentioned that the elephants mean power, because elephants are also a common symbol in the Chinese culture. The strangest thing is that there are no elephants in China. There were no elephants in China. It happened because in Shang Dynasty, the donkey years ago, that they did trading with the rest of the world, rest of the farm world anyway. So there were elephants that were imported into China. But it came to represent power because the name of elephants in Chinese is called Xiang. And the name of prime ministers in Chinese is called Chen Xiang. So those who are in high positions, you will always find that they have sculptures of elephants in front of their house to symbolize their status and power. So this is the thing about these elephants. Probably common, somehow it crossed the culture. I don't think they mixed that much in the past, but yeah, these are to represent power and status.
And in Burma, they would be owned the majority of the time, but not exclusively, by monarchs.
Oh yeah?
Again, to represent power, prosperity, what was just mentioned. But mind you, the white elephant was not supposed to work.
Yeah.
So it was not used as the gray elephants for work in the fields. It was just fed and then appreciated as something not only unique, but I go back to what I've already mentioned. It's basically the incarnation of the Buddha before the Buddha was born.
Right. We do see that today still in Thailand.
Absolutely, in Thailand we see that as well.
I think we might fly to Thailand one day.
Yes,
right?
I think we should.
When inauguration of His Majesty King and other important functions, the King's ride is not a BMW, but will be a sort of like a white elephant. That is his only function because it's supposed to represent the status of it. So this pair, in its original form, are a pair of white elephants, symbolizing the power, symbolizing the restfulness and the serenity before you enter this temple. And we can guess that if they put a pair of white elephants at the entrance of the temple, this might be no ordinary temple.
No ordinary temple.
Just like this is no ordinary feng shui gallery.
Again, I reiterate the concept of simplicity.
Right.
I would say even rudimental in some aspect, but so beautiful.
Yes.
Again, we've used many times the expression of serenity and peacefulness, which really go very well with this two amazing 18th century sandstone Burmese elephants.
I think I'm just maybe I try. Maybe I'll find somewhere at the entrance to put it.
You
Because
should.
it looks welcoming. Because I was thinking of put it there, next to the huge boulder, which might look nice, or I look for one entrance. Luckily, we have 4 galleries.
And I think they were also meant as protection.
Yeah.
Protection towards the temple or the monastery. Again, it was also mentioned you enter in this temple in a relaxed form, in a peaceful form, and just enjoy the worshipping the Buddha.
Absolutely. So this is at the entrance. And once we walk in the same Burmese temple, we see something else.
Yes, we would see something else in Burma most of the times.
So once we walk all the way to the main hall,
Yes.
where the Buddha is housed, and people are praying, prostrating, and so on, has it got to do with something that's behind you today?
You are very right, Mr. Khan. It has to do with something you see behind me. Okay, entering one of these monasteries, temple, places of worship, you would possibly see a shrine.
Okay.
You would see a magnificent throne. And this throne would have a large base.
Yes.
It would have multiple steps going inwards and backwards. Again, if the shrine belongs to the Mandalay piece,
Right.
as this piece belongs to the Mandalay piece, it would be full of beautiful elements, not only in terms of carving, but mostly about details. And when we enter into the explanation of this upper part, unfortunately the base has been lost as the tiers have been lost. You will see the mirror. This was not part and parcel of the original shrine.
Right.
This piece here is the backdrop where the Buddha used to be placed.
I see.
Now, this is Mandalay. Mandalay style reminds me again of many details. The first thing I see opulence, I see elegance, I see status, which are all captured in this beautiful upper part of the shrine. Let's go a little bit in details, and by analyzing, we will have a much better feel of this upper part. Again, remember that it did not have originally a mirror.
Right. Just let me understand. That
Yes.
means that once we step into the temple, past
Yes.
these two elephants, and we go to the main hall where the main Buddha is housed, and probably high up, this frame
Yes,
plus the mirror, this thing that we see
Yes.
behind you, you are saying that this thing used to house a Buddha in it.
a Buddha in it. So just imagine this
You got to
mirror,
imagine about this.
mirror was not existing.
Okay, so when we see a mirror here, in the past when it was in antique form, what age is this? Yeah.
This is 19th century, but I believe it could even be late 18th century. Just
Right.
let's date it with a bit of caution,
Right.
and let's call it 19th century.
1800, so about 200 years
Yes.
from now. That means that 200 years ago, this piece of artifact behind Mr. Pino, this mirror is not there. We see this whole frame,
Yes.
and this whole frame, imagine inside, it actually has the
A
Buddha.
Buddha.
Do we have an image of that? Maybe they can have a understanding of what's going on. And this is the top piece.
This is the top piece. And imagine in the center, we would either have a Jambu Party Burmese piece, which we have already
Right.
presented. Again, when you look, it had all these beautiful elements around the face in the past.
I see.
Or it could have had a Mandalay, which is a little bit more simplified, sort of a Buddha, but still very rich.
I think, yeah, they can feel, they can see how it is supposed to be. So this is the part that's actually the most important.
The most important, that is one of the reasons why it's better preserved, being in the higher part of the shrine. Maybe it was not damaged for whatever reason. And I think
Nice.
because it held the Buddha, it was preserved maybe better. But these are only my conclusion. I have no proof of this.
So rooftop
roof.
of the whole altar then.
Correct, of the shrine.
Right, okay.
Now, what I would like to highlight immediately is that on the top, I would
Yes.
call it the Pino, okay, we have a beautifully carved Buddha. And
On the
he's
very top.
on the very top.
Yes.
And he is not the only Buddha which is represented in this, let's call it for simplicity's sake, a frame.
Yes.
It's not, okay? It's basically, it has a throne, it has an element of foliage supporting the throne.
Yes.
And then we have the Pino.
Yep.
Now, when we look at that Pino, it's not any different from the Pino that we see in monasteries at the top or temples. So very, very similar,
Yes.
reminding of the nature and the spiritual nature of these shrines, this, what can I say, monastery and so on and so forth.
Definitely. So this is the one that is the most important. It's up there, surrounded by the foliage. And you know, if we can take it as the crown or its essence, the whole Pino thing is the biggest of them all.
Biggest of. Now, I said that this is not the only one, but I think the best carved.
Right.
On opposite side, just slightly lower than the position that it has the most important Buddha, we see 3 sets of Buddhas on both sides.
Yes.
When we look carefully, they are praying.
Yes.
They're actually praying the main Buddha.
It's a side profile thing.
Yes.
The ones on, we were looking at it, the sides on the ones on the left are praying towards, and the ones on the right as well, they're praying towards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, we go down and we see how it's been enriched. It's been enriched with jewels, and the jewels are actually made out of glass.
Oh, the sparkling ones.
The sparkling ones that we see here
So-
and here,
Curiosity sake. So this, what is this? What's the this is sandstone. What's the material of this?
glass.
Sorry, the
Oh,
whole thing.
This one is wood.
It's wood. It's a carved of wood, and even the Buddha on top with the field and
wood.
figurines is all wood. And on the wood, we have those sparkling ones. I hope you can see on the camera. Those sparkling details, they're antique. They are with the glass. They're with the wood.
Absolute- I mean, there's no one piece to me which I've examined which is not original. Actually, there are some missing parts, and I'm very glad they were never replaced. For instance, this one here.
And those are glass.
Those are glass. Can you imagine the time it took for each of those glasses to be rounded, and then they actually created with the stucco on top of the wood the necessary place where they would have been placed.
So those are supposed to represent jewels, essence.
Absolutely.
I see.
I mean, again, when we think about the imagination of the people worshipping,
Right.
they wanted the best of the best for the Buddha.
Right,
They
right.
believed in Buddha. Buddha was part and parcel of their life.
Absolutely.
And they wanted something grand when they didn't have a grand life. And that is, it's just like in Europe. We would see these fantastic churches,
Cathedrals.
cathedrals of enormous sizes. I mean, that go back to the 14th, 15th century, is representing the force, the beauty, and the spirituality of
God.
God.
You would know best. Italy is the place.
Italy is the place.
It's the one that's closest to
But
Rome.
Mr. Khan, there's a big analogy.
Yes, definitely.
I think the heart of people, wherever they are, beats at the same, it beats at the same rhythm.
No, we can imagine that they actually house, because in it they house Buddha. You pass the elephants, you go into the main hall, and you see the main Buddha there with all this opulence, and it's an imagination that what people, yes, they have the best respect for Buddha. That's why they offer the best materials for it. Gold painted,
This is gold gilded.
gold gilded, gold gilded. So it's real gold.
This is
my God,
real-
yeah.
It's 24 carats leaves which have been applied.
How dangerous that we actually leave it here. So, and then they apply all those glassware and some of the colored glass to represent jewels. It's like what you draw a parallel with cathedral churches, the Gothic style, which is the high ceiling, all this stuff. It's an imagination of what God's world, or imagination of what Buddha's world, or the world of being, the other world, is supposed to be. It's supposed to be rich, it's supposed to be full of details, it's supposed to be full of jewels, it's supposed to be full of prosperity.
Yes.
Am I right?
Absolutely right.
So we are talking about two worlds. Our mortal world, the world of becoming, that's a very Plato thing, and the world of being, which is the godly world.
Yes.
And then we see the glassware you were mentioning about it. Yeah.
Now, we've counted that 3 Buddhas basically below the main Buddha. I just call it the main Buddha also because of the size. Now, as we go to the middle part of this frame, again, it's not a frame, it's the upper part of the throne or the shrine.
Right.
We see again 3 more Buddhas on this side and the opposite side. All around them, foliages, wonderful details.
A lot of jewels.
A lot of jewels. And then at the very bottom, on 2 pedestals, we see flanking opposite side of the mirror, 2
more.
2 more.
One on each side.
One on each side. And
Both
again,
praying,
we say this wonderful finial that we see here. Now,
Right.
when I traveled to Burma, I saw shrines like this.
Okay.
Again, very beautiful.
Like it's still there when you saw it.
They're still very much there. And I would see on the shrines the container of the sacred script, Burmese sacred script. They're very, very beautiful. So imagine it's all to do with the sacrosanct aspect of Buddhism.
Right.
Extremely beautiful. Now, what else is there to say? Actually, I looked behind this particular frame.
At the back of it, yeah.
At the back. And as the light was filtering through, the first thing that came up to my mind is this is almost like lace. Imagine the ability of the craftsman to do something so detailed, so beautiful, with so many elements that enrich a piece like this, and all for the Buddha.
Right. So we are fortunate because we are seeing a piece of very well preserved, the rooftop or the ceiling or the shelter of the whole altar that was actually meant to house the main Buddha figure in this temple.
Yes.
So now we have turned it, or we have retrofitted it with a mirror.
Yes.
So I think I think it's pretty awesome. Other than being used as a mirror, can you imagine the amount of great energy it has actually housed because it was the rooftop and the most important piece of the altar? So after this, I couldn't put this spectacular frame with the mirror in the center because it will reflect everything and the whole behind the scenes. So we are going to shift this thing to the center.
Yes.
After this show. So when you come by the next few days to do up your annual fengshui, do come into this gallery to take a look at this. And when you see, I would like to ask, what might be the reason that they retrofitted a mirror? It's not part of the antique thing?
Okay, I firmly believe that it might not have had any sense not to have it.
Okay.
Not to have it. Because they have sort of eliminated the base on which the Buddha would sit.
Right.
And I think there was also another reason, but it's my take.
Please share.
Please don't consider this as reality. Now, when we look at it, there are pieces of glass all over.
So that's this glass where that would form the jewels, they colored glass, they've tried to form different pearls and jewels.
Correct.
Okay.
But there are also glass, which I have seen.
The flatter pieces.
The flatter pieces, those are glass. Okay.
Right.
Simple glass.
Yes.
So, mirror.
Oh, so already in the original form of this antique frame, or this antique shelter or rooftop of the altar. I gotta find a name for this thing. There are already glass pieces there that are reflective, like mirror.
Mirror.
You know, the pillar thing?
Yes.
I saw a lot of this part and parcel of it.
Yes.
Okay, so the mirror is already existing in pieces nonetheless.
Yes. So
Wow.
by association, and can I tell you, from being a non-functional, if you want,
Yeah.
piece, it has become functional.
Okay,
And some people like that.
okay.
As long as the main work is still there, and
Absolutely, yeah.
it's basically there's no defect that I can see. It's been kept in pristine condition.
Yes.
It has beautiful detailing, and I think in any room can be placed without any problem of inserting this element here. It's just too beautiful, I say.
see.
Opulent, elegant. It gives me the impression of wealth.
Yes. So already in its original form, there are mirror elements in it. When we can imagine, when I'm trying to think about how it was in the past 200-300 years ago, when a person, a devotee, passes through this pair of white elephants, serene and full of bliss, and enter into the main hall, when they prostrate themselves in front of the main hall, in front of the Buddha sculpture, which is full of opulence, full of elegance. And on the altar, there were already mirror elements there. It's two worlds reflecting upon each other.
Yes.
Our world and the godly world. And sometimes when we pray, we make prayers. You Catholic? Yeah,
Yes, I
yeah,
am.
yeah, okay.
Yes, I am.
Do you still do your prayers every Sunday, or how does it
I
go?
actually pray every day.
Oh wow, okay. So when you do your prayers, sometimes when you pray, actually when especially this altar is reflecting upon us, sometimes we are not just speaking to God or Buddha, we're also speaking to ourselves.
Yes.
It's being reflected upon us.
Yes.
So it's the coming of two worlds. We see two elephants, a double, and the mirror that we now know accentuated with this retrofit, it's also about two different worlds coming together. In the most Platonian sense is the world of being and the world of becoming. These two worlds coming together.
Yes.
I see. I'm definitely going to place it in the center, yeah.
When we think about it, and I'm thinking, again, I'm going with imagination.
Yes, please, yeah.
also go with the imagination. Now, relatively poor people
Okay.
who could not afford anything for themselves so beautiful,
Yes.
and would enter in this wonderful temple,
Right.
simple, to pray, and they would see elephants,
Yes.
relaxed, in a beautiful, serene
Absolutely.
way.
Yep.
They look at this shrine, big shrine, opulent shrine. Here, only the upper part stays.
Yeah.
I mean, they would feel the presence of the Buddha. They would feel how important is the Buddha, again, for themselves,
Right.
and also for other Buddhist fellows.
I see.
So I think it's what I feel when I go to an important church, but also not important church back home. I just feel the spirituality and the presence of the divine. It's not any different with any other faith.
I see. I want to come back to another point of double. We have double elephants, a pair of them. We have this amazing, I think, fortunate, because if you come to the gallery, now it's being retrofitted with a mirror. In the past, it used to be the house, literally the house of Buddha. And when you look yourself in the mirror for this amazing artifact here, probably you share a deeper connection with a higher order.
Yes.
But of course, there's another double that I just remembered, that you are a part of a twin,
I am a twin.
which means that your brother looks exactly like you.
We are
It's an identical twin.
identical twins. Yes.
Right. And so look exactly like you do. If he
Exactly.
appears, where is he now?
My brother's in Florence,
Okay.
but
If he appears now wearing this tuxedo, will we mistake?
I think you would mistake him. I never forget that in one occasion, my brother, who does a totally different profession, he came to the bank when I was working.
Looking for you, yeah.
And he was looking for me. And one of my colleagues say, "What are you doing there? Come and work. We are working." And I said, "But I actually am
That's
not.
very dangerous, yeah.
I'm not Pino."
Yeah.
And said, "Stop kidding me and just come and work. We're all working." So we are identical. We speak in exactly the same way, and our mannerism is very much the same. And I'm
Right.
very attached to him, I have to say.
So you have been a banker for your whole life.
Yes.
You mind to share what was his profession?
My brother is a doctor.
He's a doctor.
Yes, he's a doctor.
Your parents must be very proud. A banker and a doctor.
I mean, we are four at home, and I think all of parents in those days wanted the best for their children, and we were all sent to university. We did pretty well, but the periods that we managed to get the graduation and started work was a very good one for me. My brother, again, he specialized as a neurologist and took others. My sister is a university professor, and my eldest brother is a registrar, was a registrar in the local tribunal. I think parents, my parents were proud of all of the four of us in different ways, yes. So I think we're very blessed to have had the current parents that we had, as it was about being, first of all, honest, transparent, doing hard work, and again, try to get the merits because of what you are rather than who you know.
Not sure whether the day will come when we'll see both Mr. Pino and his twin brother appear together. Then we'll see double.
Can I say?
We'll really see double then.
You will get very confused.
Would BC get confused? Would you get confused?
I've seen, okay, you won't believe it, but I remember when I met his fiancée, that might have been 40 years ago. And a very beautiful woman in many ways. She's also a doctor.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, she could not speak anymore. And I could actually not understand why. Was there anything wrong with her voice? And my brother said she got completely struck by the fact that we were so similar. She had never seen me and the both of us together.
Right.
So we're very, very similar.
Quite a scary experience for the first time, probably. Yeah.
It is a scary experience.
After that, it's just all fun, huh? Yeah.
And you see.
Right. I see. So, well, I sidetracked to this topic because it's twin. We see another pair of twins to the other than the elephants because I put this out and it was just before the show that I know that, oh, the mirror is actually an aftermath thing that I have behind me. It just came to my inspiration that I have behind me a painting by Master Yun, this fengshui painting. He also fitted it with a mirror beneath the painting. So it sort of like complements what we have today. His purpose of having this is it's not the only one that has the mirror. Of course, the peacock is extremely important. I brought up the one with peacock as well, that if you can notice, if you can see, is that the tails and the feathers of the peacock are also sort of like adorned with gems.
Yes.
You see the small little sparks there, the one with orange and green. And if you go into the nighttime, then those would be alarming gems, just like what we have for the frame here. Yes. But one thing I want to correlate is that the mirror effect that we have, that long ago, 200-300 years ago, they really know that this author, you should fit it with a little bit of mirror pieces to reflect the real world. And here, Master Yun also fitted this painting with the mirror as well. And he has an intention for it. It's an intentional thing. He has an intention for it. So if you hang this painting at home, as when you come to the gallery and you see yourself in the image of this, which used to be the house of the altar for Buddha, and you look at the peacock. The peacock is supposed to tell you about prosperity, about elegance, about taking away your obstacles and so on, but that's the peacock. But then because with the mirror, you see yourself in it as well. As you do it daily, what you see the peacock is supposed to represent is supposed to come upon you.
Okay.
Every single day you look at it, you look at the mirror, it's supposed to come to you. So what is supposed to be on the other world, the very ideal world of what a peacock means, is supposed to manifest in our daily lives.
Oh, I see.
Just like what this mirror is supposed to do. When you go to a temple and you pray, you are actually asking for a better future. And this would manifest in our world someday. So I'm going to place 2 paintings with mirrors in the gallery. And of course, you can see and you can imagine how it fits into your house, especially if it's placed at places that you will confirm, you will definitely bypass every single day. And once you step out of the house, you look at the painting and you say that, okay, the peacock reminds me that I'm supposed to have prosperity, I'm supposed to have elegance. Day in, day out, you do that. You find yourself that you are going to be much more prosperous, much more elegant. That's a double. 2 different worlds coming together. The ideal world of what you wish or you want really manifesting in our day-to-day life. That's something.
They both share finesse, as you said,
Yeah.
elegance,
Absolutely.
prosperity, and wealth.
Yeah, I just think that what this antique and this artifact you were sharing, what they were trying to achieve, and what we have preserved here, which is amazing. You got really going to see it when you're here. It's being revisited and being reborn with Master Yun's way of art, that he retrofitted with a mirror, and also how to reflect, double the image and the world into our daily lives. Which also brings me to this calligraphy here. It's the first 2 words are simpler. It's called 日月, that means sun and the moon. What I want to focus is this word. This word is called 重, that means it's a repeat, or it also means double.
Oh.
When we say 重复, that means it's repeat, to repeat. When we say 双重, that means it's double.
Yes.
When we say 重阳, that means it's double yang, which is, so this has a meaning of double in it as well. So what kind of things are we double? Of course, the easiest way we are saying we're doubling our prosperity, right? We're doubling our fortune, we're doubling our happiness, and so on. But a great many things, it's actually a repeat and doubling effect. What you want and what will actually become, these are 2 different worlds. But if you can put them together, then you have achieved the doubling effect. So I think that all this come together in a great way. So if you happen to buy Master Yun's calligraphy that is of this 日月重光, doubling the radiance and the brilliance of the sun and moon, you really can consider to fit it with a mirror like this. I think it really accentuates the whole meaning to it.
But look at the setting.
Yeah.
I mean, I was admiring it. Look at the mirror and look again at the painting, but also look at the frame. And I happen to call this, for 1 second, a frame. Aren't there similarities?
Yeah, there's a great deal of similarity. I think this frame that used to be the altar, the rooftop
upper
of
part,
the
yes.
Buddha would fit wonderfully in the gallery, in this museum in Lotus.
Yes. And then it's something that we can also see closely.
Yes.
It's not that we have to be a meter or a meter and a half away.
Yeah.
We can go into details. We can have a magnifying glass to look
Yes.
at what we are interested in
That's
and
right.
discover more than what I've actually illustrated.
I have absolutely no idea where I placed my magnifying glass. I think it's over there, but it's fine. Yeah. Okay, that's great. You know, you mentioned this. It just came to my mind that there's something that's going to be doubling, or something's going to be a mirror effect soon. We are 24 days to the start of spring. The real Chinese New Year is actually on the start of spring, and this year it happens on the 4th of February. So 24 days away, and a lot of friends will know that after that we will have our annual Chinese New Year event. We just had the winter solstice one.
Yes.
I hope you have recovered from it. I have recovered from
I mean,
it.
can I tell you? But you had to be on scene for over 4.5.
Oh my God, it was
I was
terribly
there
long.
only for 3 sections of 5 minutes each,
I'm
and it
going
was
to-
nice. It was wonderful.
I'm going to let you be on air a bit longer the next time. We're going to have our Chinese New Year event at the end of the whole Chinese New Year period. Probably, as of now, what I know, it might be on the 19th or the 20th of February. Either one. We have not confirmed it yet. But what is going to be mirrored, or what is going to be double, is just like what the winter solstice event had. Some people, they missed it, but don't worry, we have another upcoming chance, is that when you have your 5 path of wealth incense, okay, it will be placed in this prosperous chest, the Tanzi, which is of the Meiji period, the breakthrough period for our dear Japan. I don't know whether how Martin would he utilize this opulence mirror that used to reflect Buddha because it's supposed to accentuate a lot of energy. Probably he would. So the number one thing for sure, your incense would be blessed in this prosperous chest, the Tanzi. Second thing that will be mirrored is that, remember that day that Martin actually, you also shared that Martin about the pillar of light,
Yes.
the Carrera lamp
Yes.
that has 91 slots.
Yes.
I'm going to share a side story with you about this 91 slots later. So Martin is going to bless the rings again, your Lotus on water rings on the Carrera lamp on the 19th or 20th of February, which is during the Chinese New Year event live, which means for new friends, if you want to get started, even jumpstart and have your Lotus rings, it's about time to buy it now because it takes time to manufacture, to carve and then to set it with gold. And for my old friends, if you say, okay, I'm going for my second ring, even if you're going for a first ring or even your third ring, this will be a good time to do so because we have shared with many times this 2022. It's a double. Two is double.
Double.
it's once in a 9 year, once in every 9 years.
The doubles.
This 2022, according to our fengshui, it's once in every 9 years. It will be that fantastic.
Okay.
The last time it happened was 2013. The next time it happened will be in 2031.
203.
I asked several clients who came back to do their annual feng shui, who are bankers, when they went back to check, 2013 was actually a wonderful year. The past couple of years was havoc, but 2022 comes the year where you can be really out there to grab your opportunities. So if you're looking out for your second and third ring to actually grab your wonderful opportunities in 2022, then you want to get your ring started to be done now. So the double effect is that we're going to repeat what we did for winter solstice. Maybe Martin will blast other amazing things that's going on, 19th and 20th or 20th of February. So that's one thing you really want to capture. About a side story of the Carrera lamp.
Yes.
I don't know why they had that inspiration. Apparently today is what day, huh? There was a Wednesday or a Saturday, I don't know, that the first prize of the lottery was 91, I totally forgot, 40 or something. I think it's 9140. Because we keep on repeating in our show and in other relevant shows that there are only 91 slots
Yes.
for the rings. There are 91 slots for the rings. And because this blessed client, she went to say, okay, so 91 for the rings. So she bought 914. Rings look like a 0, so she bought 9140. And it was a top prize.
Fantastic.
It's crazy, right?
I think it's fantastic.
Whoa.
The
Yeah, she
association,
bought 9140, yeah.
association of the number and the fact that she thought that the
Blessed.
yes.
It just came upon her. Today is the 11th, so was it Sunday? Saturday. No, I forgot which day was it that she struck. It was a 9140. It was just too fun. I cannot comprehend for the life of me how did it actually happen.
She had the intuition.
She had the intuition for sure, so it's amazing. Oh, it was the day right after winter solstice.
Right.
A 9410. I have absolutely no idea why.
9410.
Yeah.
Okay.
See? Yeah. Anyway, so when you come to the gallery, you're going to experience a lot of things. I'm going to put this mirror and this pair of elephants in very significant spots in the gallery. Hopefully, when you enter this museum in Lotus, you would feel as if our predecessors 200-300 years ago, you are entering a temple that was meant for the royalties, one with status, with serenity, and a peace of mind. And when you enter, you'll feel the opulence, and hopefully you will get the prosperity as well. Am I right?
Absolutely. I'd like to touch on the last point, which I left at the end. Now, the monarchs in Burma used to have a very similar kind of throne.
Right.
They were considered almost divine.
Yes.
So when you looked at the kind of throne that were made for them and the throne or the shrine for the Buddha, very, very similar.
I see.
Very similar. Now, history tells that only 8 of those thrones were made. But at the moment, there's only one left. So look at the analogy between something divine, which is the Buddha, the conception about the people of Burma of the divine nature of their monarchs, the fact that both share thrones, the Buddha throne, the shrine, and the same thing for the monarch, and only one is left, and it's in existence up to this day. I think it was interesting to bring out this aspect of the culture of the Burmese.
Yes, indeed. Right. So this is something you don't need to go to a museum to experience. You just need to come to the Lotus on Water galleries to have a feel about it. And of course, get yourself more prosperous and more elegant as well. Next week, we are going to fly to somewhere else.
Of course, we'd fly in other places. Why not? And we discover new things.
Right. Okay. And hopefully that will be a great addition to your experience here in the gallery. Cheers. Mr. Pino.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to doubles. See you next week.